Well, returning now to our top story, and the U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is in Moscow for talks with his Russian counterpart. He's expected to try to pressure Russia to abandon its ally Bashar al-Assad. Daria Bondarchuk joins me now live from Moscow. Hi, Daria. Not only are U.S. and Russian foreign ministers meeting in Moscow, but President Putin has been speaking as well. Let's start, though, with Tillerson and Lavrov. What tone has been set so far as per cooperating, if that's the word I can use, on Syria going forward?
Well, as the two top diplomats started the meeting just earlier, Moscow has indicated that it is ready for discussions. It has quite a number of questions regarding U.S. recent statements on some international issues and very important topics. The U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson had expressed hope that this meeting will help to promote relations between Russia and the United States. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that Russia is expecting explanations also on the U.S. position, and is curious and wants to know the U.S. position on major international issues. Sergei Lavrov said that Russia should not be faced with a fake choice, as Lavrov put it, to either join the U.S. or stick with Assad. That is certainly relates to recent U.S. strikes on the Syrian airbase, and statements coming from the White House that Russia has to choose to either ally with the United States and its allies and back away or stay with the Assad regime, which is accused by the international community of committing the chemical weapons attack on Idlib last week. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that it is important to prevent further strikes on Syria, but again indicated that Russia is open for dialogue, and also urged to conduct this dialogue in an open format, saying it is not productive to carry out such dialogue or discussions in a closed formats or limited groups. Russia has stressed again its position, and on the eve of this meeting, Moscow has clearly indicated it is not going to abandon its support for Bashar al-Assad's troops fighting terrorists on the ground in Syria.
And as I said before, Putin has also been making certain statements. First, he came out to made a point, really, of saying that the level of trust between the United States and Russia has deteriorated under Trump. And he also said that Russia is standing by the line that Assad was not responsible for the Idlib chemical attack, that regime troops hit a rebel chemical depot. So are you getting the sense that perhaps there's a move toward this dialogue between the foreign ministers, but Putin maybe is playing the bad cop to the good cop duo?
Well, at this point, this dialogue between Moscow and Washington is resuming in a very difficult circumstances. It is not going to be easy talks. On the contrary, Russia expects tough talks with U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has reiterated Moscow's stance that the chemical attack was not conducted by the Damascus regime. Putin said that it was either a staged provocation, a staged attack, or the Syrian Air Force did hit an illegal chemical weapons lab there in Idlib province, and that had caused the poisoning that took lives of dozens of people last week in Idlib province there. Now, of course, Moscow said earlier it wants an investigation into the circumstances of that incident, but at this point, of course, all these statements coming from the foreign ministry and from Russia's president indicate that Moscow has not backed away, changed its stance on what on the U.S. strike on the Syrian airbase and generally on its support to Damascus, and will continue demanding investigation into the circumstances and to find out what had happened in Idlib province last week.
Okay, Daria joining us there from Moscow. Thanks for that.